Hi, I'm Jason Earls.
I'm Joshua Bassett.
And I'm Matt Cornett.
And this is Wired Autocomplete Interview.
You ready?
I'm ready, bro. Let's go.
Ready?
What are Joshua Bassett fans called? Oh my gosh, this is controversial.
What do they call themselves?
Yeah,
That's what I don't know. I truly don't know. It changes all the time. Next. What is Joshua Bassett famous for? Hell if I know. I would probably say High School Musical, and I'd like to think the music.
I think you're famous for your curly hair.
Ah, shucks. What is Joshua Bassett vocal range? Dude, it changes all the time. I mean, when puberty hit, it was devastating. I used to be, oh, wait, I should find this. When I was 10, I put together this thing of me singing like literally as high as I possibly could, because for whatever reason I wanted to do this collaboration of all these different songs. But really, I used to think when I was little, and this is what happens when you're in musical theater as a guy, is the higher you can sing, the better you are, which is not the case. But I just used to make it as high as I possibly could because I thought that was what would make me impressive. I got it.
And that
need some new eardrums.
What instruments does Joshua Bassett play? Piano, drums, ukulele, bass, guitar, a little bit of saxophone. I can only play Fly Me to the Moon.
So in short, all of them.
Almost, just about.
Well.
What does Joshua Bassett improvise? No, in the end of season 1, after we did a handful of takes, Tim Federle, the showrunner, pulled me aside and he's like, okay, we have it. When you get to this line, say whatever the hell you want. And then whenever you're done, get back on script. And I was mortified. I was like, what am I going to say? I have no idea what to say. I ended up going on this whole rant, and I'm pretty sure they kept
I think they used most of it.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, and what's crazy is I still see people reciting the entire monologue word for word, like in front of the East High School and whatnot, but yeah.
Well, that was great.
Thanks. Top to bottom, baby. You ready? Matt Cornett, fan fiction.
Have you ever read any of them?
You know, I don't think I actually have, mainly because I'm scared to. But no, I've seen like Instagram
Wattpad or whatever.
Yeah, and like little edits that people make of you and I. It's cute.
Matt Cornett, workout routine.
Workout routine. When we're filming, Josh and I like to go to the gym together and try to like out-workout each other. It's kind of good because then I see him making progress and I'm like, oh, I need to do some things that like really add some heavy weight so that I can like look better than Josh, of course.
It's with love, though. It's with love.
Yeah, no, it's with plenty of love.
Matt Cornett, dog.
Aw.
Speaking of, we were just talking about Coda.
We were. I do have a dog. She's actually probably here with us now in my jacket. Her fur goes everywhere I go. Her name is Coda, K-O-T-A, and she's a Siberian Husky. And she's the sweetest, cutest thing on planet Earth. And I love her so much. And she's like my little baby. And you can find her on my Instagram somewhere.
Do you have a quick photo?
I do.
Don't take as much time as I did, please.
I promise this will be worth it,
Guys,
guys.
totally
I promise.
worth it.
I promise
I'm almost
this will be
there.
worth it.
That's funny.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't this adorable? Look.
All right, Matt Cornett, look-alike.
I feel like a lot of people say Harry Styles, which I don't see, but you've told me Harry Styles before.
In the eyes, I can see a little bit. Like,
Depending on how moppy your hair is.
let's be clear, Harry Styles looks like you. Matt Cornett flip-flops. I would love to know why people are looking up Matt Cornett flip-flops. Why?
I own one pair of flip-flops that only get worn when I go to the beach. Not really a flip-flop guy. Okay, go.
Ready?
Yeah, let's do it. What happened to Jason Earls?
I don't even think Jason knows
I
what
don't
happened to
know. I'm telling you, the last 20 years have been a blur. I grew up and then I went to college and then I ended up in LA and then like a bunch of shit happened. I was on Hannah Montana and that was weird. I did Kick It and then I kind of like hung out and played video games for a couple of years and then I started doing High School Musical again. You know what? Endlessly good things. I have a wonderful wife. I have lots of great friends. I work on very cool shows. So like good stuff happened to this guy.
All right.
Are John Cena and Jason Earls the same age? And the answer to this question is no. John Cena is actually 3 days older than I am.
What?
Whoa!
And what'll really blow your mind is if you go back and watch Hannah Montana, there's an episode that John Cena's in. It's like where I'm like, I don't want to read for school or whatever, so he pops into my imagination. He's like, reading is good, and like all that. And he literally picks me up, spins me over his head, throws me over a couch.
remember that.
It's the best episode ever. And if you look at John Cena and me side by side, you go, they're not even the same species. How old was Jason Earls in American Pie. I did American Pie band camp right before we did the pilot for Hannah Montana. So
wow.
I probably would have been in my mid-20s. And you think I look young the first year of Hannah, I look even younger in American Pie. I probably look like I'm 15 maybe in that movie.
Wow.
Was Jason Earls in Glee? I was not in Glee.
Who do they think is you?
Liam Michelle? Is that who
That makes the most sense.
Jeremy Renner? That one I get.
Oh,
yes,
Jeremy
yes,
Renner. I
Jeremy
confuse
Renner.
them all the
Uh-huh.
time.
That one.
Yes?
I was at a Toys R Us and a kid came up and was like, "Oh my God, are you?" And I thought they were talking about Hannah Montana, and I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh my God, Hawkeye, I loved you," and he
No.
thought I was Jeremy Renner, and I was like,
You had to-
"Thank you. It was such a fun movie to do," and I signed.
No, you did not.
I 100% did. I was not going to
Wow.
ruin that kid's experience with Jeremy Renner. So Jeremy, you're welcome.
There you go.
I almost murdered someone with that.
HSMTMTS recap.
Basically, you're following the theater kids at East High, and we live in a world where that East High is where they filmed the High School Musical movies. So then we kind of freak out that our school is famous from being in movies.
And then the second season, what show did we do? Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast,
And then season 3 is at summer camp, and we're doing Frozen.
which is hilarious.
HSMTMSM versus
Versus
HSM. But I think what's cool about our show is that it's completely different. Like, it really is self-aware. We are not trying to be any sort of sequel or anything. Like, it's its own universe. So, you know, I can only hope that there's something in each of them that people can walk away with. But I think they're incomparable, really. They're just completely different. I also really appreciate how, because we're in a television show and we have more time, we can go more into different storylines that show the humanity in a lot of characters, and we can deal with a handful of different issues, anything from anxiety to sexuality to everything in between. You know, it doesn't have to fit in 90 minutes. We can sort of expand on these characters, and I think it's cool to talk about more real and current issues doing High School Musical in 2022. Who wrote HSMTMTS songs? Lots of people wrote
yeah, tons of people.
HSMTMTS songs. Olivia Rodrigo and I have written a handful of songs for the show. Dara Renee wrote a song. That Might Be a Secret. We have a handful of other songwriters. It's actually cool. Each song is written pretty much by a different person, and you get a good variety from that. But I was fortunate enough to write another song for season 3 called Finally Free, and it's out now with the first episode of this season. So very excited about that.
Who are the characters in HSMTMTS? There's a lot of great ones.
Way too many.
Hit us with the regulars. Go.
Ricky, Nini, Gina, EJ, Carlos, Seb,
Courtney,
Ashlyn, Big Red. We got Miss Jen. We got
Mr. Mazzara.
Lily. We have Antoine, Howie.
Yes. We could
Lot of
go
good
on.
ones.
We could go
Yeah.
on.
A lot of good ones.
This season, though, we have a lot of new characters. We have JoJo Siwa, who's joining the cast. Corbin Blue, like we said, is joining the cast. Meg Donnelly is joining the cast. Adrian Lyles, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, Sailor Bell. We have a lot of awesome new characters, and really, I think the world is just going to fall in love with each and every one of them. Who choreographer HSMTMTS? Zach Woodley, who choreographed Glee, is a choreographer, and he is the funniest guy.
He is funny.
Oh my gosh, he is just a hoot and so wonderful to work with, and he's brilliant. Like, he really has the vision, and it's so wonderful to be able to trust someone like him to like just help us with everything. And
I will say, going into the show, I had no dance experience, like literally zero, to the point to where we had to do what they called a move and groove session, just so they could see if we could actually move our bodies. And somehow, by the grace of God, Zach Woodley was able to make us, well, I'll speak for myself. I'll speak for myself. Presentable.
is HSMTMTS based on a true story?
All of it's real.
I will say, though, like, talking to Tim Federle, who created it, I'm pretty sure each character is inspired by a real person.
And also, this show has this really uncanny ability to like put something in the show that was written months before that parallels something that is exactly happening in someone's life when we shoot it.
Totally.
It's a very, very bizarre, almost supernatural thing that
Yeah.
happens
We're
a lot.
3,
Just don't hit yourself in the face.
1.
Oh,
It hit me in the head. Oh my, why does Joshua Bassett? Oh, that's scary. Oh my gosh, why does Joshua Bassett have a teddy bear? It's actually a funny story. So I was at this fair thing, I don't even know what's, Arizona maybe? And me and my friends were being followed by a swarm of tween girls, and we were like, we need to hide. So we ran into Build-A-Bear to hide. And when we were in there, we were like, wait, this is really awesome. Like, so we each got our own, and I named it Franklin. Actually, Franklin is in season 2 of High School Musical in my bedroom. If you go back, you can see he's in the background. Does Joshua Bassett play sports? Why don't you tell him, Matt?
Joshua Bassett does not play sports.
Not even a little. So, yeah. Sports aren't my thing, but I play instruments, so... Does Joshua Bassett have tattoos?
Ooh.
That's a
Great
no.
question.
I think my mom would kill me. I really want to get the second star to the right, like on my thumb here, just because I love Peter Pan, and I was Peter Pan when I was 12 in a musical, so I just love like the sort of youthful reminder to keep the youthful spirit alive in me. Does Joshua Bassett like Billy Joel? Do I? My dad played Billy Joel all the time growing up. One of the first songs I ever learned on the piano was Piano Man by Billy Joel, so yeah.
How many times do you think you played Piano Man on set?
Way too many times.
Many times.
Way too many.
Many times.
Remember that one day when the DP yelled at me? They were like, how long is it going to take to get this shot set up? And he's like,
A hell of a lot faster if you'd stop playing that piano. It was like,
how old was Joshua Bassett
uh-oh.
in Grey's Anatomy?
Oh.
I was 17. It was right after I booked High School Musical. So I remember going into that audition and being like, I mean, I'm about to go shoot this show, so whatever happens, happens. And I feel like because I felt less pressure, the audition went that much better. But yeah, I think I was 17.
Oh. What
Episode
is Matt Cornett in Bella and the Bulldogs? I'm in a few episodes. I couldn't tell you the episode numbers, but I know mostly season 2. There's actually one really fun episode where we're in like the Wild Wild West. It was the first time I got to wear like a cowboy hat and like overalls and everything for a show. And
On a show.
On a show.
Let's make that
let's make
distinction.
that
You're
clear.
from
I grew up in Arkansas.
You've definitely worn
Yeah, no,
cowboy
that
hat
was
and
that was
overalls.
my everyday. Actually, there are so many baby pictures of me in overalls, and it's terrifying. Where did Matt Cornett go to high school? Technically, I didn't go anywhere for high school. I did public school in Arkansas through 8th grade, and then started online school in high school, and it was horrible. And I hated it because I didn't get like the high school experience. Although I did get that through my brother and sister, and there was a part of me that was like, I just want the high school experience, but I feel like I've had it. No,
Yeah.
High School Musical.
I think you're doing all right.
Does Matt Cornett sing? Yeah.
Yes!
Yes, I sing. I sing. I don't, however, know my vocal range, but I do sing. Does Matt Cornett have siblings? I have an older brother and an older sister, so I'm the baby. My brother and I are like best friends. I go to him for a lot of advice, so he's still gonna be that older brother figure even when he's 60 and I'm however old I am when he's 60.
Is it okay if I break this?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, that's also my hair stuff. Anyway, paper cut
Profusely.
for the ages.
Okay.
Two
Does
phases.
Jason Earls actually know karate? I know television karate. So like if I want to hurt myself, I can do karate. The thing I'm better at actually is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I did that while we were doing Kicking It, and I'm a big fan of that. It's a little bit easier on the body than getting punched and kicked in karate. Are Jason Earls, and Miley Cyrus related? I will say that even though I'm not genetically related to the Cyruses, Billy Ray like almost immediately adopted me as an official Cyrus and was calling me Jason Ray Cyrus. They had a spare room made up for me in their house, so if I didn't want to drive back and forth, I would crash at their place. They were exceptionally wonderful and gracious, so I do consider Miley to be like family and really like a little sister, but we do not share any genetics at all. Is Jason Earls Hawkeye? See?
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Absolutely.
Yes, he is.
I
Yes,
am
he is.
Hawkeye. Why doesn't Jason Earls age?
He does. Don't worry.
I do. No, I look a lot older than I used to, but I feel like being in that environment where you're being creative and you're being young and youthful and silly, and it actually does sort of manifest itself in how you like age and how like the energy that you put out there. So I think I don't age partially because I just refuse to grow up. Jason Earls' birth chart. I'm a Taurus, and if there ever was a Taurus, I'm a Taurus. I'm super loyal, like ride or die till the end, but if you me over, I carry like serious grudges. So I am very much a Taurus.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and that concludes our Wired Autocomplete interview.
Aw,